Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today we are watching the 2020 American anthology horror film called Books of Blood. The film tells three stories, two of which are loose adaptations from the titular horror fiction anthology The Book of Blood and On Jerusalem Street. So we start off with Jenna, who is a college student suffering from mental illness. So she begins to suspect that someone is following her and takes refuge at a bed and breakfast run by older couple Ellie and Sam. Jenna bonds with a fellow guest named Gavin and with her host Ellie. She begins to feel a connection with them after experiencing delusions of bugs and continuing to see someone following her. Jenna then is saved by her stalker, revealed to be the father of Jenna's former boyfriend who committed suicide. He is murdered by Ellie and Sam. His body is put in a car which is driven away by Sam. Jenna manages to get into the back seat of the car and subsequently dies in a fake suicide set up by Ellie and Sam to dispose of the body of Jenna's former boyfriend's father. The second one, who is named Miles, who is approached. Mary is approached by a psychic named Simon, who claims that he is communicating with a dead son Miles. While she is a skeptic, Mary truly wishes to speak to her son and decides that this could be a beneficial experiment for her work. The experiment is seemingly successful, and the two end up being a couple. And Simon is initially unwilling to participate, but does so when she mentions that it is necessary to raise funding for work. She then watches as multiple ghosts appear and carve their stories into his flesh. Then the last one is Bennett, who is um, a bookseller, a book who owes money to shady people, and Bennett has been who then is being hired along with his driver Steve. When he is unable to produce what is owed, the seller attempts to save his life by telling Bennett of the Book of Blood, a rare tome worth $1 million that locates in an abandoned town. Bennett is then intrigued by the story, but still kills the bookseller. Together with Steve, Bennett travels to the abandoned town where both men experience inexplicable and supernatural phenomena. Steve is driven to shoot himself after hearing the voices of his dead mother, while Bennett is chased by their own car. When they arrive at the purported location of the book, he discovers Mary, Simon, and the ghost of Miles. Bennett is unwilling to believe that Simon is the book, particularly after Mary tells him that he is now one of the stories. He is then chased outside, where he is tormented by visions until he stabs himself. Though severely wounded, Bennett manages to escape, but is unfortunately in that he ends up with Alice and Sam's home, where he becomes another person ensconced in their walls. Then the scene moves to a hospitalized Jenna, who survived the crash. We have a flashback of her last phone call with her boyfriend, and we learn that she instigates him to jump from a roof. She cries as she recalls it, and we see her go back to the evil couple she ran away from to be drowned and buried into the house with other victims with eyes and ears sewed. All these stories appear to be written on Simon's back and read by Mary.
Well, now, because here's the deal.